Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Rustam, and today I'm going to record another lecture. The topic is the same, that is schools of linguistics, and it is connected with my previous lecture. So these are course contents for BS English third. The course is Introduction to Linguistics, and BS English third semester students studying at AST or Azara University Mansehra and studying in affiliated colleges, particularly Government Degree College of Area, they should note that these are the course content. As you can see, basic terms and concepts in linguistics, what is language, design features. I have already recorded 4 lectures on it. What is linguistics, and then elements of language, phonology, morphology, syntax and semantics, then scope of linguistics and schools of linguistics. So I'm now going to talk about schools of linguistics. Previous to this, you can watch this video lecture in which I had talked just generally about all the schools of linguistics. Okay, so schools of linguistics means that study of language in different centuries. Okay, in 19th centuries, like as you can see here, I talked about this in my previous video. It is known as historical linguistics or historicism. So this was one of the schools, historicism. Second school was structuralism, and third was generativism. Okay, and fourth one was functionalism. Here it is. So out of these schools, as you can see, I have shown them as a ladder step, that historicism, structuralism, generativism and functionalism. So this is 19th century school, and this is 20th century, this is 20th century, and the last one is also 20th century. Okay, so now I'll talk in detail about historicism. Although in my previous lecture, which is around about 50 minutes, you can listen to that lecture. So these videos need a serious concern on the part of students, because they are based upon your course contents. So first you need to remember the names of schools of linguistics: historicism, structuralism, generativism and functionalism. Okay, now what is historicism? Historicism has got different names. Okay, it is actually it is known as comparative linguistics, philological linguistics, historical linguistics, diachronic linguistics, or historicism. Okay, so these are different names for this school of linguistics. So what do they do? So in 1786, Sir William Jones, who was a Britisher working in India, rather he was a judge in High Court, and he established Asiatic Society of Bengal, or you can say Royal Asiatic Society Calcutta. So he was reading a paper before this society, okay, research paper or article, in which he mentioned that actually he was he was using legal language, because legal language of India, it had got many phrases or sentences from Sanskrit. So he pointed out this important point, which is kind of a discovery. He said that a number of languages from very different geographical areas must have some common ancestor. Actually, he was pointing out that language of India, that is Sanskrit, it has got much likeness or similarity with Latin and Greek. Okay, Sanskrit is as I have mentioned here, Sanskrit is so similar to Latin and Greek that it could not be by chance. So he found out, while he was studying legal language of Sanskrit, he said that Sanskrit has got many similarities between Latin and Greek. So this cannot be coincidence. There must be some system behind it, and there must be some link between these languages. So he just propounded this theory that a number of languages from very different geographical areas, okay, they may be from France, English, India, etc. So they must have some common ancestor. Common ancestor mean that there must have been some one language from which all the other languages must have descended. So he named that language original language or original form or proto of a language. So as no one name could not have been given, so he said there must have been a proto language, that is original language from which other languages descended. Okay, and let me give you an example of his thought. What he said that, let's say there is a language, the name of a language is Proto-Indo-European. So this must have been the grandmother, okay, and then it had daughters like Germanic, Celtic, Indic, and Iranian, and then each daughter must have granddaughters like German, English, Dutch, etc. So this way he said there must have been one language from that particular language, ancestor language, common ancestor, other languages descended. Now with the publication of this paper, what happened? So this discovery fired the imagination of scholars of that time, okay, 19th century scholars. So they had a very good topic to talk about. Now there was a discussion about languages. So how did they find that there was similarity? They used a term known as cognates. Okay, what is cognates? That they took words from, let's say, English and German or some other languages, and they tried to find out similarities. Like in English we say mother, but in German they say Mata. So they sound a bit a bit the same. Now in English we say father, and in German they say Wata. Okay, friend and friend, spelling are a bit different, but both the languages have got these cognates. Okay, words having same shape and same meaning. So this cognates they try to find out, and they establish a criterion, and this way they found that these languages have close ties or links with each other. So study of words is known as philology. Okay, philo means love, and logos mean words. So love of words is known as philology. So that's why this type of linguistics is known as philological linguistics. So in this century, what was the preoccupation of scholars? They compared words of one language with other languages. So this was the main occupation of 19th century linguistics scholars. Or you can say they try to they find out genetical relations among languages. Okay, genetical relations among languages. Genetical means languages must have some common ancestor, genealogy, and there must be some genes from which other languages must have descended. So they try to establish family trees. Okay, family trees, like you can say languages can be grouped in families. As you can see there, here is a one family I have shown. This is known as Proto-Indo-European. So now family tree model or theory, family trees were established, and there are around 30 families of languages, and each family of a language has got a number of languages under it. So far there are more than 4,000 languages in the world, and these languages have been grouped under 30 families. Okay, so this was the main occupation, or main concern, or main pastime of the scholars of linguistics in 19th century. So in 19th century, study of language was there, but what type of language was being studied? Just words, philology, and words from different languages, they were picked and they were compared with one another, and similarities were found, and certain grammars were written which were trying to find out the history of different words. It is also known as etymology. Etymology, what is actually, it is the origin of words. So the scholars try to find out the origins of words. Now let me show you a family. Let me show you, as you can see here, If you hold your screen horizontally, you can see this is Proto-Indo-European family. Okay, one family. So there are 30 such families. So this family, Proto-Indo-European family, has got South Asian languages as well as European languages. So what is the name of that primitive language or proto language? It is Indo-European. So now it has got these branches. Okay, now you can understand it with an analogy with a tree. So this is the head of the tree and these are branches. Okay, these are different branches. So under this family tree we have Germanic, then Celtic, then Italic. Okay, then we have Indo-Iranian, and then we have Balto-Slavonic, and then Hellenic, Albanian, Armenian. These are the languages. Now each branch has sub branches. Let me show you Indic branch. So this is the branch and it has got sub branches like Hindi, Urdu, Bengali. There are so many other languages, even I can't pronounce their names, like Sindhi, Punjabi. So they belong to this branch of Indo-European. So now we can say these are granddaughters. Okay, this is daughter. Okay, and then here you can go up to Indo-European. So this was the main language, original language or proto language. From this, these languages are descended. So languages of this branch, they must be similar to each other. How they found out? They just they just gathered data from written language or spoken language, and they compared that data with each other. So this remained for 100 years. Like the whole of 19th century, scholars studied language on this pattern. So now this school known as Historicism, historical development of language. So it was it remained busy with comparing words of one language with another, genetic relationship among languages. Okay, then they also talk about family trees, and last they said that languages can be grouped under different one under one heading, and these languages can be. So today I just covered Historicism, or what is the other name of this school of linguistics? Comparative linguistics, philological linguistics, historical linguistics, and diachronic linguistics. Now the term diachronic means change through time. Okay, change over time. That is study of language in different periods, like you can say 17th century, 18th century, 19th century, how language developed over time. That is known as diachronic study of language. So later on, when I'm going to cover structuralism, I'll mention Ferdinand de Saussure, who emphasized synchronic study of language at a particular point in time. But diachronic means study of language in different eras, in different ages, in different periods. And now this first school has been covered. So you are requested, dear students, that you can even read yourself. I have George Yu's book. In that book, there is mention of this, historical development of language. Then we have David Crystal book. Then we have Dr. Tariq Rahman's book and Jean Aitchison book, Introduction to Linguistics. So I have been consulting different resources. So in BS English third semester, students are not taught in depth. Rather, they are just introduced to different ideas. Okay, so if someone asks you, or even you can have this basic idea that there are different schools of linguistics, and they are called historicism, structuralism, generativism, and functionalism. And in today's talk, I talked about historicism. Okay, historical linguistics or historicism. Stay tuned. In the next video lecture, I'll talk about structuralism, inshallah. Thank you very much.